I think we've kind of seen her ditch the classic tropes of what it means to be in the royal family and, having to maybe cover up certain things.
Well, Eloise, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to recap all of the best royal fashion looks of this past year.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, let's kick it off with Kate. How would you say that her style kind of evolved this year?
Well, I think with everything that's been happening in the royal family this year, they haven't had the best year in terms of, scandal after scandal. Like, obviously, you've got the lingering scandals from Prince Andrew, which haven't been great for them. And then the Meghan and Harry interview, I think that was a giant bomb. And I kind of think it woke up the royal family, and there were a lot of questions about their relevance anymore. And I think they realized that the focus should really be on William and Kate, obviously, who are younger, who people relate to a lot more. And I think that really reflected in her clothes. I think she's had to step up her game this year, and she just appears a lot more confident in her style. I think she's really honed in on this kind of relatable, kind of almost, she's taken cues from Meghan Markle in a way, where she's gone a little Hollywood in her kind of evening dress sense, and in her day dress, it's a lot more kind of casual and kind of in the way Princess Diana did it. I think she realized that, they realized that they had to appear more relatable to younger people.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I think, did you have any favorite specific looks from Kate this year?
Yeah, my absolute top favorite was, I think, everyone's favorite, which was the dress she wore to the No Time to Die 007 premiere. I think she just looks sensational. It's probably, in my opinion, the best she's ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was such a big fashion moment for her.
Yeah, totally. And she kind of obviously took cues from Diana when Diana stepped out at the A View to Kill premiere. I think it was might be wrong, but 1985, where she wore a Bruce Oldfield lame dress, and it was a direct echo of that. And I think she just looks so glamorous and beautiful. And in a way, I think that Meghan Markle kind of did create a big impact on the royal family, where they kind of realized that this Hollywood look, this kind of shiny idea of what a princess should be, works. And I think obviously Diana really embraced that with her Dynasty Di period, and you can definitely see Kate kind of picking that up a lot this year. So that's been great. She's looked amazing, I think.
Yeah, I think like you said, Christine, that dress was probably, and Eloise, one of my favorite looks of her of all time. It was just stunning. Oh my God, she looked dazzled on the red carpet. And it was nice because we haven't seen too many red carpet looks this year. So it was definitely a breath of fresh air. They've also had some fun couple moments, William and Kate, this year. Was there any that really stood out to you?
I thought their kind of entrance into YouTube was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, they're obviously not the most kind of social savvy couple. Mm-hmm. They can't really be because of like their roles. And I thought kind of their attempt to create this relatable little YouTube introduction was very sweet. And it was almost like, you're like mum and dad doing it, which I think was really cute. And I think it went down well. It wasn't kind of like cringeworthy, or I thought it was more just like, oh, that's cute.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I loved to see they had so many sweet moments this year. Like, I think that there's a lot of people that refer to them as like mom and dad or mom and dad because their relationship is so cute this year. But I loved seeing them kind of like coordinate in their outfits a couple times.
Yeah.
That was really interesting to see William really stepping up his fashion game. But even when they would like, they never got too matchy, but you could tell that there was like some consultation going on, in the wardrobes.
Totally, some serious coordination going on. It's definitely a strategy on their part, but I don't mind it. I'm here for it. I think they're kind of the two members of the royal family that we can look to and be like, okay, they haven't got any crazy scandals.
Mm-hmm.
They're really likable. They are relatable. And I think I've definitely felt the spotlight on them this year. I mean, if you think about it, Charles and Camilla are set to be the next king and queen. And we haven't really seen them that much, or it doesn't feel like we've seen them so much. So I think the emphasis is definitely placed on William and Kate, which I don't mind. I prefer them, obviously. Charles and Camilla.
They definitely give us some great fashion moments. And of course the Queen does as well. Was there a moment from the Queen that really stood out to you this year?
Yeah, so I've got an on-duty look and an off-duty look, because I feel like my favorite looks are always the off-duty ones. But the on-duty, she wore to the Royal Windsor Cup, and it was this bright lime, kind of acid lime green, typical of the Queen, kind of these bright colors. And she just looked incredible. And I think she just shows us that color, really works. It's really youthful. It makes you, and it also, you look at the Queen's role, and she is kind of meant to be a unifier. And I think color really has the power to do that. And I mean, I think that's why she steps out wearing these beautiful, kind of bold, vibrant colors. And she just looks really happy and sweet, and, like a lovely grandma in this bright color. And then the off-duty was actually to the races, the Windsor Horse Show, and she just looks really cool. She's in this classic, very British green mac. She's wearing a headscarf with these dogs on, kind of classically tied, and her little round sunglasses. And I thought, I would wear that. She looks really cool. Yeah,
totally. I know, it's amazing how those trends really circle back. I mean, she's been wearing that look forever, and all of a sudden we're all like, that's a pretty cool look.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the brand Shrimps, you kind of see that look, you see the inspiration behind their stuff with the Queen's look. So it's definitely something young people, older people can rock. That's for sure.
That is for sure.
It's amazing. She unveiled a rose named on behalf of the Duke in Edinburgh earlier this year, and she wore this kind of blue and white floral dress and this cream cardigan that had these beautiful gold buttons, and I put it on my Christmas list. I mean, it was like, she really is. I slipped it in there. I don't know if my husband's figured it out, but it's amazing how like the Queen, who's 95, is wearing these things that are actually very on trend, and I kind of love that granny chic has really come back.
Totally, it's very cottagecore.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Except her cottage is Sandringham, right?
Yeah, so right. No, she's a forever style icon. I think people for centuries will be looking, to the Queen's style. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I love granny chic. I love it. Well, obviously we didn't see Meghan too much out and about this year, but what did you think of her style? She was in New York for that press trip, and, we saw her on a couple of red carpets. We saw maybe like one or two maternity looks, but we didn't see too much. But how do you think her kind of style evolved, and has it evolved since leaving the royal family?
Absolutely, yes. It's evolved. I think we've kind of seen her ditch the classic tropes of what it means to be in the royal family, and, having to maybe cover up certain things, certain hemline lengths. So she obviously has got this California Montecito rich mom thing going on when she's in California. But what I loved about the New York trip so much is I think she kind of displayed this kind of Succession style wardrobe, which is kind of what I like to call mogul style. So it was very kind of billionaire outfits, and it was kind of in the same way when Princess Diana used to visit New York, and she kind of had this very business chic wardrobe. I think she definitely took cues from that. I think we saw that in the black and tan looks that she wore, which was a color palette that Princess Diana also adopted when she went to New York. And then in her kind of short dress that she wore to the Global Citizen concert, and it was a Valentino little white shift dress, and there are a lot of legs, some high heels, and I think you can see that there's almost a relief on her where you can see she's a lot freer in her style. It's funny because I lived in New York, but I'm also British, so I can see the kind of how her style has transitioned from kind of being someone who lives in the UK to someone who is now US based. And I think she's definitely freer in her wardrobe, and that's nice to see.
It is. It's so nice to see. Yeah. And I loved her look when they were doing that tell-all interview, and that the dress that she wore for that was absolutely stunning as well.
Yeah. No, I think my favorite look this year of hers was probably the red
dress. Yeah.
Suit she wore. I think she was in Harlem in New York, and she looked kind of, she looked like a cast member from Succession. So, yeah.
You definitely did.
Yeah, I love that comparison to kind of like the billionaire female mogul style. I didn't see that before, and now I totally see that. That is exactly what she's doing.
Yeah. It's powerful.
Yeah, maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe she'll be appearing next season on Succession.
Yes, for the experience.
Totally. And I know, Eloise, you have a big year coming up. You have your book coming out. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, so it's called the Lady Di Lookbook, what Diana was trying to tell us through her clothes. And it's kind of a very fun walkthrough of Princess Diana's whole life from the early 80s, or her whole life in the public eye from the early 80s to 97. And it's kind of the story of Diana the woman rather than Diana the princess. And I have an Instagram called Lady Di Revenge Looks, and it has kind of a lot of female revenge energy in there. And my hashtag is FUCC, which you could probably guess what that means. But the whole book has plenty of that energy, kind of this story where, she starts off as a princess and she goes through this very female journey. And by the end, she's free. And it has over 300 photos in there, I think. No, sorry, I'm wrong. It has 230 images in there. And it's kind of the best of her outfits, including her revenge looks. And hopefully it's really uplifting for lots of women. Kind of thing that's a bit more kind of, I think maybe like Spencer was, which was a bit more dark and kind of the horrors of Diana's life. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that we've actually talked about this, where we kind of wish Diana's story could be told kind of more from an uplifting point of view, because I think she was very much full of life. So I'm so looking forward to this. I think it sounds like such a really a fresh and upbeat viewpoint on such a famous woman.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. Everyone can pre-order already if you really want to.
Sounds great. And when's it coming out?
It's coming out in June 2021. So I'm sure, hopefully there'll be a little reminder in the publicity side of things. So yeah, no, I'm really excited. Diana has changed my life in a weird way. So yeah.
I love it. Well, we'll definitely have to have you back on the show in June once the book comes out, and we can kind of talk all about it. And I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Eloise, thank you so much for recapping all fashion with us. That we really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.